Hello everyone, this is Devin, here to bring you DraftKings NFL DFS picks for Week 4. For those new to the Sporty Mouth Channel, I'm going to provide 7 DFS picks for GPP. The 7 DFS picks I mentioned in the video are not the only option out there. Therefore, if you do not hear an NFL player or a DFS pick mentioned in the video, does not mean they're not in play. I'm going to try to make this video very quick, kind of short. So without further ado, my first DFS pick is Lamar Jackson of the Baltimore Ravens. DraftKings salary, $8,300. Jackson is possibly the best producer for fantasy on the Baltimore Ravens squad. Now, a lot of players more than likely will try to avoid Jackson to the degree of Buffalo is a decent defense, possibly the best defense in the league, and that would be their right to probably not roster Jackson in their DFS lineups, but it'll be a play that, since the game has a high scoring projected total, that Jackson again is going to be one of those players more than likely responsible for the production that the Ravens will see. He's a player that can get it done on the ground and, of course, throw the football. Now, will the defense contain Lamar Jackson? Possibly. And if that's the case, then you'll probably look elsewhere for a different quarterback playing against Buffalo, which is a great defense. So players more than likely will look elsewhere. But if that's the case where has games like he's had in the last couple of weeks, and the ownership for Lamar Jackson is low, then you're going to really benefit from it. Just like I say, he's going to be a major part of Baltimore Ravens playing well. He's the catalyst for that team, so definitely I think makes a decent option for your DraftKings lineup. My next DFS pick, Najee Harris of the Pittsburgh Steelers. DraftKings salary $6,700. Harris is facing a Jets defense that's 15th in the league, allowing rushing yards to the running back position, and that defense as a team is 19th in the league and allowing fantasy points to the running back position. Harris is a player that sees some targets out of the backfield, and he's a decent runner, can get you some yardage. I expect him to be a player that can perform well against the Jets running defense, and with the targets that he should see, I think he's going to make a decent option against the Jets. My next DFS pick, Devin Singletary of the Buffalo Bills. DraftKings salary $5,900. Definitely think Singletary is in a good position this week. The Ravens are 25th in the league and allowing fantasy points to the running back position. Singletary hasn't had a great game on the ground, but the defense he's playing against can be exploited. Last week he had a big game in the pass game. I do not expect him to have like 9 targets this week, but if he can see half of that volume and maybe have a better running game, I think he's still going to be able to help your lineup out. And for this particular lineup at $5,900, I think he fits definitely in this lineup as we'll see going forward. But definitely makes a decent option. The Ravens has shown that they are not great at defending running backs from a fantasy standpoint. But I definitely think Singletary, with the if he can see a few more targets like he had last week, then he's definitely going to make a good option. I'm going to stay in that same game. My next DFS pick, Stephon Diggs of the Buffalo Bills. DraftKings salary $8,400. Diggs is another player that's in a good position to really help your lineups out. He's one of the better receivers in the league, and he's facing a Baltimore Ravens squad who's 32nd in the league in allowing fantasy points to the wide receiver position. Diggs last week didn't have one of his premier performances, but he played a solid football game, and I think this week he's going to more than likely make up for that last week, not say slip, but he definitely is going to, I think, play better. And of course, Josh Allen looks forward to Diggs. Again, one of the primary receivers, better receivers in the league. And again, this game is projected to be a high-scoring game, so that's more than likely going to mean that Diggs should perform well, should get a few passes, and by the time they're up, he's going to probably be one of the players responsible for them being ahead or possibly winning the game. My next DFS pick, Rashad Bateman of the Baltimore Ravens. DraftKings salary $5,600. Bateman is the deep threat for the Baltimore Ravens. Now, I've always said this, Andrews, the tight end, is possibly the player that will be a good stack when you're stacking a player with a Lamar Jackson. Me personally, I don't think you have to have a player to stack with Lamar Jackson. But if I'm going to stack a player for this particular lineup, I'm going Bateman $5,600 DraftKings salary. Going to allow you to fit other players into your lineups. Again, Bateman's the deep threat. He was only targeted 4 times last week, but definitely has that big play capability, and that can lead to a touchdown, a lot of yardage that will help your DraftKings lineups out. My next DFS pick, Greg Dortch of the Arizona Cardinals. DraftKings salary $5,000. Dortch is a player who's benefiting from a few injuries. Kyler Murray should be a player that looks for Dortch. AJ Green is out for the Cardinals, so definitely Dortch is a player that's going to, again, benefit from Green being out. Should see a lot of volume. Has been targeted by Kyler Murray. Last week he had 10 targets, caught 9 of those targets. He was able to have 9 receptions out of those 10 targets. So definitely I think he makes a decent option. Carolina is a team that doesn't do terrible against the pass. They're 13th in the league. But I definitely think, since, like I say, Dortch should see some more targets, several targets since A.J. Green is out, and that ball is more likely going to be thrown to Dortch. My next DFS pick, Tyler Conklin of the New York Jets. DraftKings salary $3,600. Conklin is a player that's benefiting from Flacco being under center. He is being targeted often by Flacco. Definitely makes a decent option because of the volume and the targets that he sees. Should make a good option to help your DraftKings lineups out. He's facing a Pittsburgh squad who's 27th in the league and allowing fantasy points to the tight end position. Again, Conklin sees targets from Flacco. Definitely going to make a decent option. He has caught 1 touchdown pass, and with the targets he sees, and he's converting quite a few to receptions. So definitely the volume is there. Should be able to help your DraftKings lineups out. Hope you found this information helpful. These are my DraftKings NFL DFS picks for Week 4. Please like the video. Subscribe to the Sporty Mouth Channel. Take care. For anyone looking to save time building their lineups, you might want to try Draft Dashboard. As you can see on the screen, you get a 30-day trial to play around with Draft Dashboard, see how you like it. Definitely a decent option if you're looking to save time and if you build a lot of various lineups. And if you're looking to utilize Draft Dashboard for your lineups, there will be a link in the video description for you to check it out. Take care.